Welcome back to my channel, friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm actually going to be shifting gears just a little bit, and instead of sharing a recipe video with you, I'm going to be sharing some nutritional information. This is a highly requested video that I get at least 1 or 2 times a day, so I figured I would go ahead, sit down, and finally tackle it. I am going to be sharing with you my current supplement routine. Also, because of my medical conditions, controlling inflammation in my body is extremely important. Because I never want my body to get used to one certain supplement or herb that I might be taking, I will cycle through different ones every few months. Another thing that I absolutely have to mention is that I don't throw supplements and herbs into my routine just because. They are very thought out, and in most cases I've actually had blood testing done to see where my markers are. I am really fortunate, I guess, in that I am in autoimmune testing, and I have been for the past year. So every 4 to 6 months or so, I have a lot of biomarkers like vitamin D, vitamin B12, inflammatory markers, and a couple of other things that are tested. So I normally can get a really good baseline, and then I can adjust whatever supplements I feel like I need to bring in or bring out, and that would also determine my dosage. I also feel like I should mention that I'm not a huge fan of supplements and popping pills just because. I really try to get most of my nutrients and vitamins strictly through food and diet. Alright, so that's my little disclaimer, and I guess I'm ready to go ahead and share my fall supplement routine. Let's get started. Alright, so as I've mentioned on all of my previous full day of eating videos, I practice intermittent fasting, which means that I don't normally have my first meal of the day until 12, 1, 2, sometimes even 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I cut off my eating window at 8 p.m. So between the time I have my first meal and 8 p.m. is when I would get all of my calories and all of my macros in. When I first wake up, I always start my day with 40 ounces of, normally it's just herbal tea, or sometimes I do water and lemon, just depends on how I feel. Things like magnesium, chloride, chromium, zinc, these minerals are absolutely needed to carry out so many of the chemical and electrical processes in the body.
Unfortunately, in today's modern world, so much of our soil is actually depleted of the full spectrum of ionic minerals. Modern farming and fertilizers that are used have wiped out so many of these substances. Adding these drops helps restore mineral and nutrient balance in the body to carry out its processes, helps oxygen transportation, helps assimilate other nutrients, and forms the building blocks such as amino acids, hormones, and proteins.
Just a note about these trace mineral drops, they do have a little bit of a taste to them, so I normally like to split up my dosage. I will do anywhere between 10 and 15 drops in the morning with my 40 ounces, and then in the afternoon I'll add it again a couple of times with whatever I'm drinking. So just beware, because if you add too much, you'll definitely not want to drink whatever you are drinking. The next supplement that I want to talk about that I just started taking again is serapeptase. Once I get about half of my herbal tea in the morning, I take one of these on an empty stomach. Serapeptase is something that I actually started taking just within a couple of months of when my spinal disease was diagnosed. I knew that I had to help control inflammation in my body, and I don't know how I stumbled upon this, but I did. Within just a couple of months, my inflammatory markers were actually all down by quite a significant amount. They were all within normal range at that point. Alright, so what is serapeptase? This is going to sound really gross, but it actually is a very specific bacteria that's found in silkworms.
It's a wonderful natural anti-inflammatory that helps with traumatic injuries, pain, swelling, has been known to help with cystic breast disease, helps fight infections, and more importantly, in my case, in recent studies has also been found helpful as a therapy for nerve damage, chronic pain, and arthritis.
For anyone suffering from an inflammatory disease, an autoimmune condition that causes joint pain, I highly suggest giving serapeptase a try. So that's all I really take before my first meal. When I'm getting ready to eat my first meal, I'll go ahead and I will take a digestive enzyme.
This is a powerful digestive aid that helps to increase acid production in the stomach, which helps with the digestion of proteins. It helps to maintain pH levels and even helps with the absorption of vitamin B12, which is vital for nerve health, red blood cells, and the immune system.
Both my daughter and I take one of these digestive enzymes before every single meal. Within a couple of minutes of taking it, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, you really, it's like a weird feeling, but you know something's going on in your stomach. It's like it's ready for food and it's ready to start breaking it down. After my first meal is when I take the bulk of my supplements. The first couple of things that I'm going to talk about are things that are in my supplement routine year-round, day after day. The first supplement that I want to talk about is fish oil. This is something I take every single day, no matter what.
A recent research study out of Harvard University found that omega-3 fatty acid deficiency is officially one of the top causes of death in America. It's extremely important to make sure you're balancing out your omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acid ratio by eating things like salmon, mackerel, herring, sardines, chia seeds, and hemp hearts. If you can't, then please definitely get a high-quality fish oil to supplement with.
I like to vary the brands and the type of fish oil that I take. This one that I am sharing with you today is one that I just started a couple of weeks ago, and I will go through that bottle and then I'll go ahead and I'll switch to another brand.
And again, I really want to reiterate that I don't add supplements into my routine without giving them some thought. In most cases, I have had actual blood work done to give me my baseline. This just helps ensure that I'm not putting too much or too little into my system. Some nutrients you'll simply just urinate out, others in excess can be toxic.
Next up is zinc. This is something that I just started taking very recently, and I use it mainly to help fight chronic fatigue and nerve issues that are caused from my spinal disease as well as from fibromyalgia.
It's wonderful for immunity and fighting colds, is a wonderful antioxidant. It helps balance hormones. It's also great for nutrient absorption and digestion, and it also helps with muscle growth and repair.
Also, now that we're entering into the winter months and cold season is approaching, zinc is something that's a really good idea to incorporate anyways. Then I have selenium. Again, this is something that I very recently started taking once I had a full thyroid panel that showed that I was actually deficient in selenium. I went ahead and I started incorporating it into my daily routine. This is something that I would absolutely suggest you get from foods. One of the things that is highest in selenium are Brazil nuts, but I happen to be intolerant and entirely sensitive to them, so that's not something that I can just eat. I also don't eat a lot of seafood that happens to be rich in selenium, so I go ahead and I just supplement with it.
Selenium is absolutely needed in the body to regulate thyroid function. It also acts as an antioxidant. It defends against inflammation, plays a key role in maintaining a healthy metabolism, and helps boost immunity.
When I get my next batch of heavy metal testing, then I will go ahead and I can gauge how much or how little I need to take from that point on. If you've seen my previous full days of eating, you'll know that the next supplement that I'm going to talk about is something that I've been taking pretty much for the past year, and that is ubiquinol.
This is basically a reduced form of coenzyme Q10. It's a major antioxidant. It helps fight free radicals. It helps improve energy conversion, benefits the heart. It slows down the effects of aging, protects cognitive health, and aids in maintaining pH levels in the body.
This is the form of CoQ10 that's really desired for people over the age of 30, 35. When we're younger, we're able to convert that coenzyme Q10 into its reduced form for the body, but as we get older, we lose that ability. So having this supplement kind of just cuts out the middleman and makes sure that you're getting that coenzyme Q10 in its reduced form into the body where it can be used. Vitamin D, also known as the sunshine vitamin. Did you know that most of the population is actually deficient in vitamin D? Even living here in sunny San Diego, and I get 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes of sun a day, I'm still deficient in it.
In addition, it also protects your heart, lowers blood pressure, decreases the risk of type 2 diabetes, and is one of the most potent inhibitors of cancer cell growth.
I've tried the capsule and pill form before, but I really like these drops because they are much more readily absorbed in your body. So after my final meal, I take my second dose of the fish oil, I take the second dose of ubiquinol, I take the vitamin D, and then I also take magnesium. Magnesium is absolutely crucial to the body. Did you know that it's actually responsible for over 300 biochemical reactions and processes in the body?
An estimated 80% of the population is deficient in this vital mineral. It's associated with muscle aches, spasms, poor digestion, and sleep disorders. There are various forms of magnesium supplements on the market. I like glycinate because it's better absorbed in the body and most gentle on the stomach. Sometimes if I've bought a supplement in bulk that either doesn't mix well with liquid or has a bad taste, I'll just use these empty gelatin capsules that I buy from Amazon. Yes, it can get a little bit messy with bulk powders, but definitely worth the price difference for specific supplements.
So, 5-HTP. This has to be one of my favorite supplements, and it's something that I take year-round, no questions asked. It is a staple for me. When I first started taking 5-HTP, I was actually taking it in the morning. On nights that I had really poor sleep, or I was really stressed out, or in a lot of pain, something like that, I felt like it would combat those things a little bit. But about a month ago, I switched to taking it at night, and it's been a huge game changer for me as far as sleep goes.
Once ingested, it gets converted to two important master chemicals, serotonin and melatonin. Both I'm sure you've heard of when it comes to mood and sleep. 5-HTP is amazing for anyone suffering with depression, anxiety, OCD, and sleep disorders.
It's not found in food, but it's actually created from tryptophan, which I'm sure you've probably heard of around Thanksgiving time and eating turkey and wanting to pass out. One of the last things that I take, and this is something that I take maybe half an hour or so before I go to bed, is I take that 5-HTP and I also take vitamin B5 or pantothenic acid. This is a semi-new vitamin that I have added into my routine maybe just 4 or 5 weeks ago. Vitamin B5 helps convert food into energy, it helps reduce cholesterol, it helps balance blood sugar, and most importantly for me, it helps prevent nerve damage and nerve pain.
The energy that vitamin B5 helps to produce is actually what fires the neurotransmitters in the brain. Since my entire nervous system is under attack from fibromyalgia and my spinal disease, it helps to protect those chemical signals. Since I get quite a bit of B5 from my diet through beef liver, avocados, sunflower seeds, and mushrooms, I only supplement with 250 milligrams a day.
And last but not least, I want to talk about the perfect keto supplements that I take. I want to be very clear here, as I am with all of the videos that I've done about perfect keto supplements. I do not take exogenous ketones to erase poor eating choices. I don't take it to boost my ketone levels. I don't take it for weight loss. I have very specific reasons where I would implement exogenous ketones, but a couple of their products like the MCT oil powder and collagen are things that I actually take every single day.
Medium chain triglycerides are something that I think everyone should be incorporating into their diets. Because they're processed directly in the liver, they're used in the body for quick released energy. I've switched entirely over to this powdered form by Perfect Keto, simply because it's so much easier to work with and far less messy than regular MCT oil.
Collagen is the most abundant protein that's found in our bodies. So it's actually something that I think that everybody should be incorporating, especially as we age.
It's found in muscles, bones, skin, blood vessels, digestive system, and tendons. It's widely known to help strengthen hair, skin, and nails, and can also help replace dead skin cells. Collagen is a must for anti-aging properties. One of the only ways I ever implement exogenous ketones is for my daughter's day-long volleyball tournaments. Since I experience huge appetite suppression from them, having a scoop can easily extend my fasting window by a few hours. This comes in handy when we have no idea how long games will go, I don't have any meals prepped for myself, or I simply just want to hold off on eating. Not everyone experiences appetite suppression from exogenous ketones, but I certainly do.
And there you have it. That is my supplement routine for the winter. I will probably be on these supplements through maybe January or so, and then I will go ahead and switch some of these things up again. I do want to mention that what may work for me may not work for you. We are so uniquely individual that you really have to try things for yourself to see if you see any improvement and to see what works for you. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, then please give me a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss another video. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.